Hey everyone, Brother Cecil back here with you at Incrediworld Amazement Park. We're so glad to have you back on our this evening of VBS 2020. I want to thank particularly all you parents who are taking the time to invest God's Word in your children. Thank you for that. Hope you're being blessed in that as well, and that our children are hearing God's Word through you. And children, thank you so much for being along for the learning. You know, we've been looking, first of all, at creation. God is the creator. He created everything in 6 days. And then we put our Bible glasses on to have the right worldview so that we know what's true and what's not true. And then last night, it was the ride of your life. It was learning about the good news of Jesus Christ, and that each person has the opportunity to be forgiven and to know that they're secure in heaven by admitting that they're a sinner. And then believing that Jesus is God's Son, sent to be the sacrifice for us so that we might live. And then forever receiving Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior personally. Hey, if any of your children have prayed to trust Christ, or if you parents or your children are interested in talking more about this, please shoot us an email at fbcheadland@gmail.com. Any of the pastors would be glad to talk with you or visit with you about that. We would appreciate that. So tonight is design night. We're going to dig deeper into the Lord's intricate design of all his creatures. He designed them perfectly, and especially going to look at birds. So with that in mind, how about a few bird jokes, okay? Hey, what does a bird eat for breakfast? Shredded wheat. Okay. And what does a bird eat with his soup? Quackers. And what is black and white, black and white, black and white, black and white? This is easy. A penguin falling down the stairs. All right. So, all joking aside, tonight we're looking at God, the great designer who has designed his creatures perfectly. Hop on board, buckle up. It's going to be a great night at Incrediworld Amazement Park. And now we're going to review our scripture memory verses with Miss Jennifer.
Hey, boys and girls, I'm back tonight, and I'm going to share with you our theme verse for the week. Remember, we're talking about Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And today, we're going to focus on Psalms 111, verse 1 and 2. And it says, I will give thanks to the Lord with my whole heart. Great are the works of the Lord. Now, hold on, buckle up, because the Bible story's next.
Okay. Oh, you'll tell me when we're on. Okay, that's helpful.
That was a lot of fun. Did you get that Bible verse?
I did. Today's Bible verse, or at least the second part of it, specifically says, Great are the works of the Lord, and that's from Psalm 111. All right, so we're going to use some examples today from the bird kingdom and to see exactly how God, who is the master creator, has designed each and every bird very uniquely. They all have a very specific purpose.
Yeah.
Did you not bring the birds?
Well, about that. You see, birds fly south in the winter, and they fly north for vacation Bible school. So we don't have any birds.
Excuses. You were supposed to bring the birds.
Well, I did my best to bring a substitute.
Well, what's the substitute?
I brought a bin.
A bin.
A bin.
Well, he's definitely created by God uniquely.
He sure is.
Let's see if he'll work. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look specifically at how God has used each of these birds to kind of explain different truths about himself. First truth is, God created all different kinds of birds. In Genesis 1:20 and 21, it says that God said, "Let the waters swarm with swarms of living creatures, and let the birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the heavens." So God created the great sea creatures and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarm, according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. So if I recall from the other day, that was day 5.
That was day
God
5.
created all of the birds. God created all of the birds. God created all of the birds. It didn't just happen.
That's incredible.
So his truth is that he created everything.
It's so cool to see how God is the creator of everything. So another thing that we see in Genesis chapter 2, verses 19 and 20, it says, "Now out of the ground the Lord God had formed every beast of the field and every bird of the heavens." That's what we're talking about tonight. "And brought them to the man that he created to see what he would call them. And whatever the man called every living creature, that was its name. The man gave names to all livestock and to the birds of the heavens and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helper fit for him." It's really cool to see what God did here. We talked about dominion the other night and how God gave control over everything and how God made Adam in charge of all these things. And in addition to that, he got to name all the animals. Like, he named every animal that we see today. He wasn't some kind of caveman, some Cro-Magnon living without fire. He was a smart guy. He was pretty cool. And he was given all these tasks by God. He also tended the garden and took care of what God gave him. And he also enjoyed his work because he knew that he was working for God.
So he worked, kind of like we have to work sometimes.
That's right.
Sometimes I have bad days and don't really enjoy work.
That's right. But the important thing here is he knew he was working for God.
And he did.
And he enjoyed it.
Awesome. That's awesome. So the next truth that we're going to talk about is God's purpose for all of the animals. God gave the plants and the animals to Adam for food, but he also gave them for Adam to take care of, to make sure that there weren't too many of them, to make sure that they all didn't die off for some reason. Like, it was Adam's job, given to him by God, to make sure that everything was going the way it was supposed to go.
Yeah.
And so God has a purpose, not only for all of the animals, but for us too.
Yeah, that's really cool to see.
Yeah.
So another verse that we see is Psalm chapter 50, verse 11. And it says, "If I know all the birds of the hills, and all that moves in the field is mine." So what God says here is he knows everything. He knows all the birds.
He knows
and
you.
He knows me.
And he knows me.
And he knows you. And he created all of the birds, and he knows all of the birds. And if he created and knows all of these things, then they belong to him. And if they belong to him, then he has dominion over them. And he makes the rules, and he tells them what to do.
So he's in control.
That's right. But not just of the birds, but of you and me.
Yeah.
And so it's important for us to realize that it's God who makes the rules, and it's God who we obey.
So if he makes the rules, we need to obey them.
That's right.
So we need to obey God's rules that are right here in the Bible, right?
Right. And one of those rules is to obey our parents as well.
That's an important Bible lesson for all ages
Yeah.
to obey. Another good lesson is that God provides for each of his creations. It's in Psalms multiple times. It's also in Luke. You can find where God specifically tells us that he cares for every single creature, big and small, on the earth. Luke 12 says that God provides food and shelter for the little winged bird. So if he's going to provide food and shelter for the little bird, well, he's clearly going to provide for us.
That's right.
Because on that first night that you and I talked, we talked about the fact that we were made in God's image.
Yeah.
And that we're his most valued and loved creation. So if we're his most valued and loved creation, like him in his image, and he provides everything for the little animals, well, then clearly he's going to provide for us too.
Clearly.
And so it's important to remember that God provides for all of his creatures and creation.
Yeah. It's so cool to see how many times we're reminded about God's creation and just how awesome he is throughout the Bible.
Every day. You can see it in everyday life. Okay, so now let's get to the nitty-gritty. Let's look at some very specific things that God created and how he created them, kind of like examples to show you how important it is to recognize that God created these things for a purpose. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. He forgot the birds. So let's see what we've got as examples. First one is the stork.
Did you say a fork?
No. I
thought you
said
said-
a stork.
Oh, okay, so orc.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So storks have beaks, right? Well,
Right.
all the birds have beaks. So we're going to talk about their beaks. Storks' beaks are made for stabbing.
Stabbing like a fork.
Kind of like oh, hey, that does kind of rhyme, huh? Kind of like a fork. Storks eat fish. Okay. And so God designed them with long, pointy beaks to act like forks and stab, stab, stab the fish.
Yeah.
The most important thing to remember is that didn't just happen.
God made them that way. So another cool bird. Have you seen Finding Nemo?
Yeah, it was a while back.
So you know the birds, not the ones that talk the whole time, but the ones with the big scoop, the big bucket under their
Oh,
mouth.
yeah, they go and scoop at stuff.
What are those called again?
Oh,
Pelicans.
yeah, pelicans.
Pelicans.
I knew that.
I love pelicans. They're really cool. But pelicans are specially designed by God with a huge beak designed for scooping. And pelicans are able to use this scoop, and they scoop up water, and they scoop up fish, and they're able to get everything they need using this beak that was created by God. And the cool thing about this, though, is that, the beak didn't just happen. God made
them
it that way.
So the next bird we're going to look at is the blue jay. And blue jays are for picking,
Like picking your nose?
not like picking
That's
your
not cool. You
nose.
shouldn't pick your nose.
I agree. You should not pick your nose. Blue jays, they eat worms and insects. God designed their beaks to act kind of like a set of tongs.
Don't you grill with tongs?
You can.
Okay.
But most importantly, you pick up things with the tongs. You pick them all up off the ground. And that's how God created the blue jays to eat. Clearly, that didn't just happen. God made them that way.
So another cool bird that I like to think about is the hummingbird. Now, they don't hum necessarily. I don't know why they call them that. But they do fly backwards. Did you know that?
Yes.
But God gave blue jays a super special beak, and it's really, really long, and it's used to reach nectar inside of flowers. And if God hadn't made them with this beak, they wouldn't be able to get food. One of the cool things about this beak, though, is that, they didn't just have this super long beak. God made it that way.
God made them that way. Exactly. Next bird we're going to talk about is the macaw. Macaw. It's for cracking. They
Cracking?
have beaks that are super duper strong. They eat large seeds or fruits or nuts. And so their beaks are curved and kind of like a nutcracker. Kind of like a nutcracker. And their tongues, actually, to get in and pick out those things, have a little bone in it to make it stronger.
That's so cool.
That has to be, that could not in any way have just happened. God made it that way.
He had to. So one of the last birds that I just learned about is called a vermilion.
A what?
A vermilion.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Well, it has a cool name that lets you know what it does. It's actually called a flycatcher.
Oh, that makes sense.
So if you could imagine this, a vermilion has a special beak that allows it to catch insects that are like flying through the air, and they're able to catch them, and then they can eat them that way.
That vermilion's going to starve.
No, he needs a little practice, I think, or maybe he needs a better beak.
Better beak.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the cool things about the vermilion, though, is that it didn't just happen that way.
Nope.
God made
him
it that way.
So after we've looked at some of these specifically designed beaks, we're going to also look at,
Wings.
no, not the wings. Let's look at something that they all have. Feet.
Feet. I thought you were going to say
Let's
feathers.
look at their feet. Technically not all of them have feathers, but nevertheless, God uniquely designed each of their set of feet to do different things. He created each bird to have their unique feet and make sure that it does specific things.
That's really cool. So just like their beaks.
Yes.
So one of the first birds that we want to talk about is a turtle dove.
Turtle dove.
So turtle doves have 3 toes in the front and 1 toe in the back. And it's used to lock on to branches so that when they sleep at night, they don't fall off of the branch. If they weren't able to lock on, they'd be in danger. Kind of like This bird right here needs toes on the back of his feet to hold on.
Yeah, he's not a very good turtle dove.
But you know what's really cool about those feet? They didn't just happen. God made them that way.
The next one we're going to look at is the woodpecker.
Like
But
the
we're not going to
woodpecker?
talk about his beak.
Oh,
We're talking about feet. So the woodpecker, their feet are specifically designed for climbing. They have 2 toes in the front and 2 toes in the back. And so they can climb up the tree, the trunks of the tree, and they won't fall off like our woodpecker does. It's very important to remember that that just didn't happen.
God made it that way. So another cool bird that you might have heard of is an ostrich.
Ostrich. You
Ostrich.
can ride ostriches.
Can you really?
Well, it's in the movies.
Oh, that's probably true. Movies would never lie.
Never.
Ostriches are really cool because they're so big. They're huge. Did you know that they can run really fast? But one of the other things you need to know about them is that they can't fly.
They can't fly.
God has designed them with huge feet that allow them to run incredibly quickly because they can't fly and they need some way to get away from predators. But you know what? God wouldn't just make an ostrich with no wings that can't fly, or excuse me, ostriches wouldn't just happen that way.
Doesn't happen.
God
makes
made them that way.
The next one we're going to talk about is ducks. Now, we have all seen ducks somewhere.
That's right, duck, duck, goose.
Okay.
I play that game all the time.
I'm sure you do. And ducks, they have feet that are specific for paddling. They paddle, because they're webbed. The water holds them and pushes them through.
That's cool.
Through the water, webbed feet.
Ah, kind of like that.
Good swimming. Good
Man,
swimming.
he'd make a good duck.
He would make a good duck. It didn't just happen.
God
made
it
him
that way. So another bird that we want to talk about are chickens.
Chicken,
We've all had chicken nuggets and chicken fingers, but did you know that chickens have specially designed feet that are used to help them eat food? So their feet are specially designed to help them scratch in the dirt and find food to eat. Kind of like our chicken right here. He's scratching in the dirt, looking for things to eat.
Hey, he's doing yard work too.
Oh, wow. Wouldn't that be incredible if chickens could do yard work?
It would.
One of the cool things about these birds, though, is that they didn't just wind up with feet like that. God made them that way.
Last, we're going to look at the eagle.
Like the majestic bald eagle?
Yes.
Oh,
Beautiful bald eagles. They are one of the biggest birds that, I just made that up. So they are a very beautiful bird, but their talons are made for catching prey that are running away from them. So they have huge claws on their toes that are called talons, and they catch and they hold their prey. No, they're supposed to hold it. They don't typically drop them. They typically get them. And I didn't know that their legs are actually covered with different things. So different birds, different types of eagles have different feathers, and that when the snakes come up and try to bite them, it won't even penetrate.
They could play soccer without shin guards.
Exactly. Eagles playing soccers.
I think we should do that.
Soccer. Watch out. But it didn't just happen like that.
God
made them that way.
It's really cool to see all of God's creation worked out in such a beautiful way. God has uniquely created all of these birds to have specific abilities and talents so that they can survive. But what we want to come back to, though, is our theme verse for today, Psalm 111:2. Great are the works of the Lord, and great are the birds that he created too.
This place is such a pig pen. Yesterday was so much fun. And now for round 2. But first, let's see what goodies we get to play with. Oh.
Excuse me. sorry to bother you, but did Mr. Peterson come this way?
Mr. Peterson? No, I don't think so. I mean, I haven't seen him.
Well, that's strange. I'm sure I saw him walk this way. Mr. Peterson?
Yes, who is it?
Oh, it's Miss Ryan. I need to speak with you, sir.
Okay, just a moment.
See, I thought. Where'd he go?
Ta-da!
Oh. I was expecting Mr. Peterson. I didn't know anyone else was back there.
Miss Ryan, I am Mr. Peterson.
What?
It's because of Mabel. She somehow has the idea I'm her personal guide. And if I'm going to get any work done around here, I got to disguise myself. Besides, I can't keep up with her anyway.
Okay, but why the Incrediclown costume?
I know, I look ridiculous. But it's all I could come up with on short notice. Just don't look at me.
Good idea.
So, what did you want to talk to me about?
Oh, this email just came in from Adventure TV. Our scores are dropping, and we're in jeopardy of losing the award this year.
That's disappointing. But I'm not surprised. There have been a lot of strange things going on around here lately.
Any clue yet who's responsible?
No, not really. Perhaps just some pranksters.
Well, don't you think it's coincidental that it's happening the same time Adventure TV is here? I think someone's out to get us.
Well, that could be. And if so, we've got to keep our eyes open and watch out for any suspicious activity. In the meantime, we've got to get to work and act like professionals.
Right. Like professionals.
Why don't you go prepare a memo to inform the staff?
And who should I say it's from? Petey the Clown?
Ha ha, very funny. Speaking of getting to work, looks like someone needs to clean up around here. Huh. Petey the Clown. That's not bad.
Aw, their scores are down. Boo-hoo. Poor little Incrediworld. Wow, wow, wow.
Now, to make sure they don't win that award, it's Operation Sabotage Theme Park, the sequel! And if you thought yesterday was fun, just wait for today. And now, let's check our inventory. Pancake syrup. Sticky. Petroleum jelly? Slimy. Itching powder? Oh, nasty. Duct tape. Don't leave home without it. Huh. What's this? Holy Bible? A Bible. Oh, come on, Millard. You've got work to do.
Hey, Cody, I was up all night reading this contract. Almost got it done. Just one small section to go, then I'm all done with this bad boy. Whoa! That's really gnarly down there, dude. Oh, man. A brand new Yummo bar wasted. Wasted? What are you talking about? Really? Should I? Oh, dude, if you don't, I will. Okay, here it goes. Oh, that is gnarly. Dude, it's a Yummo ball. You're right. It's worth it. Oh. Dude, I was just kidding. I can't believe you just did that. Oh.
I know. I can't believe it either.
Oh.
And you know what else I can't believe?
What's that?
That we're actually going to have our own TV show. I mean, how cool is that?
I know, I just keep thinking it's a dream.
Yeah, just think. In just a minute, we'll sign that piece of paper. It'll change our lives forever. We'll be rich and famous. So, what are you going to buy first?
I don't know. I can't decide between a new boat or a truck.
Perhaps you won't have to decide.
Oh, you're here.
Well, I told you I'd be here first thing. Now, let's execute these contracts and get down to business, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
Very good, Cody.
What's this?
It's a signing bonus.
Sweet! Hey, Gabe, she's right. You won't have to decide. You can get the truck and the boat.
Next? Is there a problem?
It's just that
Listen, I don't have a lot of time here, and until we have a contract, none of those dreams you're having can come true. No boat, no truck, no house, no expensive vacations, no nothing.
I know. I just haven't finished reading the contract yet.
Well, Cody signed off on it. Don't you trust your partner? He obviously read it.
Did you read it, Cody?
Well,
Cody?
well, not every single word.
Cody?
Okay, I guess I skipped a couple sections, but it was so long and so boring, and all that party the first part and party the second part stuff. Why do they gotta talk like that?
Can you just give me 1 minute? I just have this last section to read, please.
Like I said before, it's standard language, but whatever.
Hey, Cody, come here.
Yeah, what's up?
Read that sentence.
Uh-oh. I guess I skipped that part.
Is something wrong?
The party of the first part, that's us, shall not quote from any religious book or scriptures, nor make any reference whatsoever to God or a creator.
So what's the problem?
We can't say anything about God?
Oh, well, no, you can say whatever you want about God. Just not during a show, that's all. You understand, we are a television network. We have a large and diverse viewing audience.
And you don't want to offend anyone, is that it?
That's exactly right. Can't we just enjoy learning about animals without always having to bring God into it?
No, we can't. Because that's the only reason why we do our show. I mean, animals are great, but there's a much bigger picture here. We want the kids to learn about God by studying his animals. We want them to see that their creator is an incredible master designer, that he's wise and powerful and good. And we are not about to let them leave with some ideal that it all just happened by random chance.
Think about it. Wouldn't it be strange to go on and on about some excellent painting and not even talk about the painter? That's why we give credit to God. So, I guess you can have your check back.
Excuse me? You mean you're backing out of the deal?
No God, no contract. It's as simple as that.
But we're Adventure TV! And in case you need to be reminded, we're kind of a big deal. I can't believe this! You're turning down the opportunity of a lifetime. You know that, don't you? The opportunity of a lifetime. What is that sound?
It was wonderful. I was walking through the park and I saw this new water ride. Oh, just a minute. I've got to get these wet shoes off.
Look at her, Gabe. She's soaked.
There, that's better. Yes, 1 minute dry as a bone and the next minute wet as a fish. Yeah, well, I gotta go. All right. Bye, Edna. Hi, everybody. Don't I look spiffy?
Hi, Mabel. It looks like you found whitewater explosion.
And drank most of it, too. Remind me to keep my mouth shut next time. Hello, I'm Mabel. I hope I wasn't interrupting an important meeting.
No, that's quite all right. We've just finished.
Oh, that's good. Don't you just love the Extreme team? I always learn so much. Now, I love birds, have for years, but I never realized how wonderfully designed they were until I saw their show. You know, you can see God's fingerprints everywhere.
Well, that's nice. I have to go. Gentlemen, it's been interesting.
Thanks for the encouragement, Mabel.
Oh, you're welcome. You know, I tell everybody about your show. I think it's wonderful what you boys do, how you talk about God all the time. You know, we should never be ashamed to do that. Oh, my, look, it's Mr. Peterson in a clown costume.
What? Hey, is that really you?
Yes. I left my. Going back to get my watch. I left it backstage.
So what's the occasion? You going to a birthday party?
Well, it's kind of a long story. But Mabel, look at you. You're soaked.
She went on whitewater explosion.
You're kidding.
No.
By yourself?
Oh, it was so nice of you to spend the day with me yesterday, so I thought I'd give you the day off today.
Oh, well, you didn't have to do that.
Oh, really? Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. Come on, let's go. We got lots to do.
Hey, Charlotte, did you catch anything in your bug jar?
I did. Look at this creepy crawly thing right there. Isn't that cool?
Well, tonight we're going to do something prettier than that. We're going to make a bitty bird feeder. Bitty bird feeder. Can you say that 5 times fast?
Bitty bird feeder, bitty bird feeder,
That's not
bitty
fast.
bird feeder, bitty bird feeder, bitty bird feeder, bitty bird feeder.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, Charlotte, do you know that why birds can fly?
God made them that way.
Because God made them that
That's
way.
right. God made them that way. They are super light, and they have really light bones. They have no teeth and light feathers, and so it's easy for them to fly.
Wow, God just thought of everything. That's incredible.
He's incredible. Boys and girls, tonight I want you to join us in Craft Cove to make a bird feeder so that you can enjoy looking at birds in your backyard. In your kit, you'll find some pipe cleaners, and we're going to use those to string some cereal on that they'll enjoy eating. So take your pipe cleaner, and on the end, make a little curved hook to catch the cereal, and then start stringing the cereal on your pipe cleaner. And you want to get a lot of cereal on there. There's probably going to be some hungry birds out there. And the longer they eat, the longer you can look at them and see how pretty they are and see how God made them so special. And you just keep on keeping on. How's it going over there?
Pretty good. Can I eat this?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
But I think I have more on mine than you have on yours.
Oh, I better hurry up.
So just keep on stringing until you fill it all the way to the end. And then you can twist it like this. You put a loop on the end of it to hang on something. You can twist it and make it swirly like that, or you can loop it in a circle and put a loop on the end to hang on the tree, or you can just keep it straight. And when you get to the end, oops, you make a loop like this to hang it on the tree. How's it going?
Good.
You almost done?
Almost.
All right. So you can, when you're finished, and it looks like this, or however you make it in your creative way, you can take it outside and hang it on a tree or somewhere in the yard for the birds to enjoy. I hope you have fun bird watching.
Hey, boys and girls, we're back with music time. You know, Kimberly, we had such a good time doing cheers yesterday. You want to do another one?
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. When I say sorry, how does it go again?
It's like, give me an M.
Oh, yeah, that's
Give
right, that's
me an
right. Okay, so look at Miss Kimberly's letters and say them when it's time. Ready? Give me an M.
M.
Give me a U. Give me an S.
S.
Give me an I. Give me a C. What you got? Louder. One more time. Awesome job. I could hear you guys all the way over there.
All right, boys and girls, we're so excited to see you tonight. Hope to see you again tomorrow night for our final night of VBS.